Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I'm actually back in my hometown. I'm here today in Rancho Mirage, enjoying some good weather during my lunchtime right now. I had several appointments today, and I just wanted to touch base with you guys. I got back here late last week. As soon as I got home, I had a barrage of calls from clients. A lot of people knew that I was going to be coming back to work, so I had to get everything set up. Now, I did get a little bit of a small fever and a stomach flu this past weekend, so I had to take some time to recover. I did film some video at the end of my trip to Guadalajara. If any of you have not watched the videos that I filmed there, I highly recommend that you go and watch those. I think there's some good content there for you guys. But I did have a little bit of content that I will be releasing at the end of this video. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of heads up. I did go to my boxing class yesterday, which was excruciating because I haven't gone in a couple weeks. Tax season just totally messed up my routine. But now I am going to get back into the swing of things. There's going to be some good videos coming out with a JB here in the near future. And also, I just want to give you guys a little bit more of an update as to what I have seen these past couple days uh, regarding the housing market here in California. I know everybody lives in different states. There's a lot of different things going on in the United States. Not all housing markets are the same. There's some places in the United States that have seen a dramatic fall in prices. Some of the prices have stayed pretty steady. I know for a fact that the last couple months, we've had a very good housing market here in California. I've heard of a lot of clients that have told me that their houses have stayed in a pretty good price range, especially in areas such as Orange County. I know Orange County here, close to Irvine, Costa Mesa, and all those areas around there, around the coast, they've actually held up pretty well. But even then, I feel like little by little, California is starting to have more inventory. Now I feel like there's a lot of people starting to hold back and not purchase as much property. Um, California is going through a shift. I think little by little in the next couple of months, I think we are going to see prices come down. I don't know how much. Um, I don't expect them to go down 50%, but I do expect for there to be some sort of sales. There's going to be sales this year. So for anybody telling you that right now is a good time to be buying in California, for anybody that's interested in purchasing property in here in California, I don't think right now would be the perfect time to buy, because I do think that there's still some room for property prices to keep going down. Now, for anybody moving out of California, I think that you should be really looking into getting out of California if you can. I personally am starting to get to the point where um, I think within the next 5 years, I'll probably end up having some sort of exit plan, trying to get myself out of California as well. Um, I have a business and I have family here in California. I have a lot of family here in California, but I also have family in other parts of the country as well. Um, so I really do think that it's very important that you always have somewhere where you can go to apart from your home state, maybe a secondary residence or somewhere that you can actually leave to, uh, because you just never know, and things could worsen in the state that you live in. And I do think that California, every single year, it's just gotten worse and worse to deal with, just in general. Um, so yeah, so just like JB and other people that you've seen online, I myself uh, want to have an exit plan. Just that in my case, it is a little bit more difficult because I do have a tax practice with hundreds of clients and hundreds of people that I know, and it's going to be somewhat difficult for me to let go of everything without taking a loss. So I just have to be very methodical and careful as to how I go ahead and eventually decide to exit, because having this amount of work and having this amount of pressure, especially in the environment that we're in right now, it's detrimental to your health, and I can feel the effects of it. So I just have to be very cautious and making sure that I can get the fair price of money for my practice, because that's what we small business owners, that's what we want, right? If we cannot leave the business to a family member, then we have to sell it to a third party, and I plan to get a pretty fair price for it, uh, for my business. So um, so I just wanted to run by the numbers here locally, for any of you that are here local in the Coachella Valley. um, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update that I saw on my Instagram page. I do have some people that I do follow on Instagram. I actually have a very good friend of mine. I've known him for several years, and his name is Mike Hake. He's a realtor here in the Valley. I'll go ahead and I'll leave his link down below. He doesn't even know I'm actually mentioning him in this video. So, um, but he actually does have some updates on here. And what I did notice, one thing is, he does updates every single month on the different cities here locally, and the amount of sales that are happening. And one of the things that I did notice, and you can actually follow his website here, his Instagram, you can see that he posts these updates on a monthly basis on the sales. And one of the things that I did notice on here was that the properties that are selling the most right now, or at least this past month, was the ones that are actually more expensive. And so you get to areas that are more working class, such as Indio, Coachella, and those types of areas. There's less homes that are being bought. So I know for a fact that the people who are getting hit the hardest right now with everything that's going on with the inflationary economy that we're in, it's the working class. People that don't depend on generational wealth, people that they actually, the down payment is not coming from grandma, grandpa, mom and pop. It's coming from their own, hard-earned money. And so that's one of the things that I think a lot of people, when they are trying to purchase a home, they get frustrated when they see that their neighbors, or maybe people that they know, they're doing very well. They're buying these very expensive homes. They say, wow, how can they do it? They make as much as I do. Maybe it's just a coworker or someone that you know from school or whatnot. You say, how are they doing it? They're making as much money as I am, or making less money than I am, and they're able to afford this big house. But a lot of times what you don't understand is that these people, maybe they got money from family, or maybe they had money from unknown sources that you're not aware of, and they're just not telling you about it, right? So that's what gets people sometimes frustrated, or they try to live beyond their means to catch up to these people, trying to buy homes that they cannot really afford. And they're putting their finances at risk, because trying to buy a home that you cannot afford, when maybe there's expenses that you are not aware of, maybe the AC unit could mess up on you, or property taxes eventually will catch up to you. The insurance is really high. There's a lot of unexpected expenses when you're a homeowner versus when you are a renter. The landlord has to take care of that stuff, right? You're just renting, you're just paying that monthly rent. So it gets very expensive to be able to own a home. And so just make sure that if you do buy a home, that you can properly afford it. Don't just think that just because you can come up with the down payment, that you're good to go, and that you can make the monthly payment, that you're good to go. There's a lot more that comes to it when it comes to actually having a house, especially if you have multiple properties. It gets even more difficult, because then you have to make sure that the people who are renting cover that, and if not, you have to come up with it somehow. So it gets very frustrating when you have multiple properties. It's not easy. A lot of people get frustrated when they have multiple properties. They offload them, especially as they get older. I know a lot of people in the past that I've talked to, they get in their 60s and 70s. They have multiple properties, maybe that they're renting. And at the end of the day, they get frustrated. They say, hey, you know what? Like, it gets to a point where it's just too much. Let me just sell the property. Even if I have to bite the bullet, pay the capital gains, I don't have to worry about, having to deal with the tenants and everything. It gets to a point where it's just too much for some people. So uh, just if, like I said, if you are going to put money in, make sure you have enough. Make sure you do your due diligence, and make sure you continue to save your nest egg, your emergency fund. That way you can sleep good at night. And don't compare yourself to others, because you don't know what other people are going through. Like I said, right now, I think a lot of people that are buying are people that have money from other people. They're getting money from family members. The people, I think it's a small minority. I think it's a small minority of people that are actually purchasing these properties without having financial help from individuals outside of their immediate family, whether it be, like I said, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whether it be some sort of family member that maybe just gave them an inheritance. You don't know. So don't assume that just because you have someone close to you that makes the same amount of money buying a home that you can do it too, because you don't know. You don't know. Um, I just see a lot of situations with tax returns and people that I prepare. I can see it with my own eyes, what types of people are buying. And sometimes people, they literally empty all their bank accounts, even their business bank accounts. They empty them to try to purchase a home just so they can actually say, hey, you know what, I got a home now. But you don't know if the housing market's going to turn on you. You're risking your business. You're risking everything. You're risking your business's liquidity to try to purchase a home that will only drain you if you're not careful. If you don't have enough money to be able to afford it on a monthly basis, don't do it. So, and I do think that there's going to be some good sales here in California within the next year. For anybody interested in staying in California, purchasing in California, um, I think there's going to be some good sales. So again, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a little bit of a footage that I filmed at the end of my trip to Jalisco. Um, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll go ahead and I'll continue to post good content for you guys. You'll go ahead and see some good content coming in the future, not only with JB, but also our boxing coach, Lionel. He has a channel, which I'll post the link down below as well. He has a channel. It's called Sabbath at Midnight. He has some very good content. I enjoy his content, actually. He has a good voice for radio, and I feel like if he continues to put a lot of effort into it, I think his views will go up, and I think his subscriptions will go up, and I do think that he has a very good chance at making it on YouTube in the long term. Today we decided to come to the Costco in Guadalajara. It's right here by Zapopan. And so unfortunately, every time you travel, you tend to forget things. And so one of the things that I did forget was the fact that my laptop, I'm always filling up with different things. And so I needed to come by and purchase an additional hard drive for extra storage. And so I decided to come and purchase this hard drive here. It's a 5 terabyte hard drive. It'll make do. It's about $162 US or so. That's what it cost me in pesos. So I decided to come here and purchase this today. Probably gonna go somewhere, offload some stuff, get ready to edit more videos for you guys, so stay tuned. All right guys, so we came to this plaza. It's called Plaza Galerías, right here, right next to the Costco. And I was gonna go ahead and purchase something here. I needed a cable for the computer, and all of a sudden they kicked everybody out. They just decided to kick everybody out of the malls and all the surrounding areas. It looks like they're doing like a simulation. They had a lot of police presence and different other people out there. They were just doing a simulation to see what kind of, in case of an emergency, how businesses are going to react here. So we're in the middle of this. I've never in my life have ran into this type of situation coming to a mall or coming to a public establishment like this, where all of a sudden in the middle of the day at 11:30 a.m. they decide to do a simulation. So, but yeah, we're gonna be here for a couple more minutes trying to see what's gonna happen. Eventually they'll let everybody else back in, and we'll talk to you guys soon. All right guys, so I was able to recover the AirPods that I had in my case is what I recovered. So I was finally able to get it back. The lady came, I gave her my location, and she was able to come by. Lady, she works as an Uber, so I pretty much gave her about $15 or so for the services to come down and deliver the AirPods. So thank God I was able to get this case back. So mission closed. We're out here hiking. This is the north part of Guadalajara. Going to a place where they have some nice waterfalls and some nice places where you can go swimming. So look at this over here. It's all purified water, nice and clean. Right here enjoying the beauty of nature in the middle of nowhere. Getting away for about an hour or so, 2 hours. Just hiking. Taking time to be able to de-stress. Today the children decided to skip school. So they're out here having a good time. These are local students here locally that have decided to skip school today. Just having a good time. They're gonna get probably a whole week off now because of the certain holidays. All right, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tour of the Airbnb that I'm staying at here in Guadalajara. It's actually in a place called Colonia Americana, which is pretty central. I've had pretty good luck going to places pretty fast. The traffic can get somewhat crazy here, but in general, I haven't struggled so much. Now the building that I'm staying at, it's actually 6 stories, or actually probably 7. So the ledge is actually somewhat dangerous for US standards. If you get very close to the ledge, you can definitely get vertigo. So today's another day here in Guadalajara. Today's May 1st. It's actually International Workers' Day. So I'm right here eating breakfast at this place called Café Providencia. It's right here in Colonia Americana. So it's very difficult to find something open today. There's a lot of people out there in different events. And so the streets are quieter today, not that much traffic. Very, very slow day today. But I'm going to go ahead and continue to find out what's open. Maybe do a little bit of last minute shopping here. I do leave back to Tijuana, Mexico today. So going to try to beat traffic. Going to try to get to the airport on time and just relax. It's going to be a very busy week next week. Going to get back into the swing of things. Monday, I'm going to go ahead and start my routine again with the boxing and jiu-jitsu, going to the gym, trying to get back in shape. It's been an arduous couple months with the whole tax season going on. Still have a lot of people on extension right now, but I'll take care of them one at a time. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and continue on this journey.